Assalamu alaikum, friends.
Assalamu alaikum, friends.
Welcome to our new episode of Tafsir with
We the Masti Kids.
Subhanallah. Today we're going to review Surah At Tin, and we'll start with the recitation. Isaac, would you like to recite Surah At Tin for us?
Yes.
All right, start with Auzu.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد هلكنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات ولهم أجر غير ممنون وما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بحكم الحاكمين.
Thank you, Sadaqallahul Azim. Thank you very much, Isaac. That was very nice recitation. Friends, maybe we should let Isaac go take a nap because it's nap time. And Ishmael and I will discuss about the tafsir. Isaac, do you want to go take a nap?
Yeah.
Okay, go. Thank you so much. Ishmael and friends, do you know the meaning of this Surah At Tin?
I know some words, but not all of it.
Not all of it. So, friends, what happens is we recite Quran, we memorize Qurans and surahs and all that. This is all good stuff. This is all good stuff to do. It's good. Allah asks us to recite Quran and memorize Quran. It's important for us. We get blessings and all. But if we don't understand what's inside the Quran and what Allah is saying, then there's no purpose of reading it, right? So you keep reciting, you keep reading, and you don't understand what Allah is talking about, then what's the point really, right? So say somebody sends you a letter and it's in Chinese, for example, and you don't understand Chinese. Now, if you keep reading it and reading it and reading it, but you don't understand what your friend was saying, then that'd be bad, right? So if you don't understand what he said or she said, and you keep reading and say, oh, I love my friend, I read the letter 100 times, what's the point? So the purpose of Quran is not just to memorize and recite, but also to understand what Allah is trying to say. Okay? Because if we don't understand what Allah is saying, we won't be able to do anything good in this world. Okay? So today we'll understand what the surah means and what Allah is talking about in this surah. So Ishmael, what does At-Tin means?
The fig. I learned it from this book, my first 110 Quranic words.
Oh, that's good. So Ishmael has this book, and maybe you should purchase it too, and I will add this name and detail of this book in the description section. It has 110 Quranic words that show you the meaning of them. So these are the key words you should learn about them too, okay? Friends, there are some surahs that are Makki surahs, and there are some surahs that are Madani surahs. So surahs revealed to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in Makkah are called Makki surahs, and surahs revealed to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in Medina are called Madni surahs. So Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, if you know, first ayah was revealed in Cave Hira in Makkah, and that's where the Islam started. So Prophet Muhammad ﷺ was in Makkah for how many years? Do you remember? 10 years. So he was preaching Islam to people in Makkah for 10 years before he migrated to Medina, and there he lived for how many years? 13 years. So the Islam preaching time frame for Prophet Muhammad was total of 23 years, 10 years in Makkah and 13 years in Medina. So some surahs were revealed in Makkah, we call them Makki surahs. Some surahs were revealed in Medina, and we call them Madni surahs. Ishmael, do you know what Surah At Tin is? Is it Makki surah or is it Madni surah?
Makki surah.
Makki surah. So it was revealed when Prophet Muhammad was still in Makkah. And do you know how many ayahs are in this surah? 8. And what is ayahs?
Verses or sentences.
That's correct. So each surah, each chapter in Quran has verses or short sentences, and we call them ayahs. So let's review At Tin ayah by ayah. So what is At Tin? At Tin is?
The fig.
Fig. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wat-tini was-zaytun. What is wat-tin?
The fig.
And the fig. And what is was-zaytun?
Olive.
And the olive. So Allah is saying, I swear by fig and the zaytun. So what is the reference of fig and zaytun? Now, fig and zaytun are from Jerusalem, which is the occupied Palestine, right? And it is the birthplace of
Prophet Isa alayhi salam.
Prophet Isa alayhi salam. That's right. So Allah is referencing the fig and zaytun reference to Prophet Isa alayhi salam, who was born in Jerusalem. Next ayah is Wat-tur sinin. What is Wat-tur?
Mount Sinai.
Mount Sinai. Tur is a mount, and Sinai is the name of the mountain. So what is the reference to the Mount Sinai?
Prophet Musa alayhi salam.
he went to Sinai, Mount Sinai, to talk to Allah. So that's another reference. So first reference is Prophet Isa. Second reference is Mount Sinai through Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Then let's read the third ayah. وَهَذَا الْبَلَدِ الْأَمِينَ. Haza means this. Balad means abode or the city. هَذَا الْبَلَدِ الْأَمِينَ. Amin means protected, secure, safe. So Allah, which city Allah is referencing in this ayah? Do you know?
Makkah.
Makkah. So Makkah, this is the secure city, because remember the army of elephants came to destroy Makkah and Allah stopped it with Ababil. That was in Surah Fil, if you recall from our previous tafsir. So Allah is saying this is a safe city of Makkah. So which prophet is referenced in this third ayah?
Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Good job. That is right. So the first ayah references Prophet Isa alayhi salam, second one Prophet Musa alayhi salam, and third one references Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now, if you know, there are three prophets who got these books from Allah as well, and the followers of these three prophets are called
followers of the book.
Followers of the book or people of the book. So people who follow Christianity, Judaism, or Islam, they're called people of the book or followers of the book. So Allah is swearing by those and saying, I swear by the Zaitun, the fig, I swear by the Mount Sinai and the city with peace and security. We're going to recite ayat number 4 now, which is لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. Laqad khalaqna. Khalaqna means khaliq, khalaqna. Those are the kind of roots of the words. Khalaqna, I created. Khalaqna, I created. So Allah is saying, Laqad khalaqna, I created. Khalaqnal insana. What is insan?
Mankind.
Mankind or human. So Allah is saying, I created the man. I created the mankind. Fi ahsani taqweem. Ahsan means perfection. Perfect, nice, beautiful. I made a mankind, I made a human being in its perfection. Takweem means the mold. So, for example, think about when you're doing cookie cutting or you're playing with your Play-Doh or anything. You have different shapes. So you make a shape of a moon or a shape of a mosque or shape of an airplane or whatever. So you have those molds to make those nice, pretty shapes. Allah is saying, I molded human being in a perfection, in perfect shape, in perfect, beautiful. Allah made a person very beautiful. So if you look at a person, all human beings are beautiful, good looking. Allah made them very nice and good looking, attractive human beings. And also perfection in another way. Like Allah gave us knowledge. If you look at all the other animals, they walk on their 4 feet or they have other kind of legs and stuff. Human being is the only creature that Allah made that is upright, that has knowledge, that has brain. So all the animals have brains too. But when I say brain, they have knowledge. They can do stuff. So human beings are the only ones that have created roads and cars and TVs and computers and all those kind of things. And we read and we write and we do all sorts of things, right? No animals have some knowledge, so maybe they make a nest, maybe they build a little home for themselves, but not as complicated as human beings, right? So Allah said, I made human beings in its perfection, in its beautiful form, beautiful and perfect. I made human beings very nice. Summa radadnahu asfala safilin. Then I reduced, radadnahu, reduced them, returned them. Then I will return them asfala safilin. Asfala safilin means the lowest of the low. So I'm going to summa radadnahu, I will reduce them, return them to the lowest of the low. Does that make sense here? Is it kind of confusing? Why? So Allah is saying, I made a man such beautiful, so knowledgeable, so high, so nice, so everything. And then Allah in the next ayah is saying, I'll return them to the worst of the lowest of the lowest. Why would Allah do that? Do you understand that?
Not really.
Not really. So it's confusing, right? You want to find out? Let's read ayah number 6. Okay, shall we? إِلَّا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ فَلَهُمْ أَجْرٌ غَيْرُ مَمْنُونٍ. So let's break it down word by word, okay? Few words I'm going to tell you. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ, except those. إِلَّا الَّذِينَ means except those. آمَنُوا, what does آمَنُوا means?
Amanu
Do you know what amanu means?
Not really.
Not really. Amanu means the people who believed, who obeyed Allah, who believed in Allah. Amanu wa amilu solihati. Amalu means?
Amanu.
Amilu means to work. Amal comes from the word amal, the work, the action. Amilu solihati means the good work. Salihati means the good, the kind work, the work that Allah is happy with. So illa lazina, except those that brought iman, that had belief in Allah, and they did good deeds, and they did good stuff. Falahum ajru, for those we have ajr. Ajr is blessing, gifts, prizes, toys, beautiful stuff in Jannah. غير ممنون. غير ممنون. غير means never, never, ever. غير means never, ever. ممنون, ending. There is no end to it. So basically, Allah is saying, I give you this life. You have a life, so we live, say, how long is average person lives? 80 years, 90 years, maybe you're going to live 100 years. Yes. So we have a limited amount of time. This is the time we have to do whatever we can in this life, and this is our test. And then the life after is forever. Forever. So Allah is saying, I have made a person perfection, beautiful, knowledgeable, and I will reduce him to nothing. I'll finish them off unless they believe in me and they do good deeds and they do nice stuff that I told them to do. So what are those nice things? We have to be nice. We have to follow the pillars of Islam. We have to obey Allah. We have to read and understand Quran. Allah is saying, I will, for those people, there is no end to the blessings they're going to get. You want toys? You want Legos? You want dolls? You want gifts? You want swings? You want parties? You want amusement parks? You want to go to bowling? Everything Allah will provide you. Everything that your heart desires, and then more. And then there is no end to it. There is absolute no end to it. Allah said, I will give whatever your heart desires in Jannah, but if you don't, I'll finish you off to the lowest of the low. So Allah is already telling us. It's like you sit in the exam, you start to do your exam, you have 30, 40, 60 minutes to finish your exam sheet, right? When you have a test, Ishmael had a test yesterday in his Islamic school. So you have like 40 minutes to finish his paper. Okay, those are the 40 minutes. You have to do your work really nicely. Obviously, you have to study and all that. So any time before that is the time. Once you get the score, that's the end. That's forever. Whether it's a good score or a bad score. So Allah is saying, you have this time to prepare for the exam and do the good exam in this life that is short. Maybe you're going to live 80 years, 90, 100 years, whatever the lifespan is, but it's limited. And after that, if you do good, everything is yours. If you do bad, you're stuck in hell forever. So Allah is saying, do good deeds. Listen to me. Does that make sense? All right. Okay, so we're going to recite ayah number 7 and 8 together and understand what is Allah saying in that one. Okay, so the last one is فَمَا يُكَذِّبُكَ بَعْدُ بِالدِّينِ أَلَيْسَ اللَّهُ بِأَحْكَمِ الْحَاكِمِينَ. Yukazzib, what does that mean? Liar or a person who denies. That's right. So فَمَا يُكَذِّبُكَ بَعْدُ بِالدِّينِ. Now, what makes you, the idol worshippers or anyone who worships anything but Allah? It could be worshipping money, it could be worshipping a celebrity, worshipping a strong, influential person or influencer. So what makes you worship? What makes you, the worshipper of those people, deny the final judgment? Biddin, Ba'da Biddin, after the religion has been revealed or after the judgment day has been shown to you that it's coming, what makes you deny that? Is Allah is saying, what makes you deny that? Gazebu means to lie or to deny. Allah is saying, after you have seen all the signs, after you know what's going to happen, after I'm telling you that there is going to be punishment, after I'm telling you that there is going to be paradise for good people, what is making you deny all this? Right? Alaysa Allahu bi ahkamil hakimin. Is Alaysa Allah means, is Allah not? Is Allah not the most just judge of all? Is He not the most perfect judge of all? When He judges, He doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't do unfair stuff. Allah is the most fair of the judges. So Allah is saying, after I gave you all the signs, after I told you about the day of judgment, you still think Allah is not going to be just and going to just kind of be unfair and give bad people Jannah? No, Allah is not going to do that. If you're bad, if you have done bad deeds, you'll go to the hellfire. If you have done good deeds, you'll go to heaven. So Allah is saying, I'm the most just and I will do what is the most fair thing to do. Ishmael, when I say worshipping money, some people I say they worship money or worship the influencers. When I say that, what does worshipping money means?
Worshipping money means that, like, if you worship money, it basically means that you think that money will resolve all your problems instead of Allah.
That is right. So if you look up to something else besides Allah and say, okay, if I have money, that will resolve my problems, that's worshiping the money. It's not asking Allah, but asking, say, if I have money, all my issues will be resolved. But it's not true. If Allah doesn't want it, even if you're rich, even if you have all the people on your side, if Allah doesn't want it, you cannot get what you want. So do you know, when Allah has given all the signs, why do people still believe in the idols? Do you know? It's kind of confusing, right? When Allah has given the signs, do you understand that? Why people would worship idols? No? Yeah, that's confusing. So human beings by nature want to believe in something, want to have somebody who's more powerful than them, okay? They want to look up to somebody as more powerful, somebody has more authority than them. So they find something that they want to believe in. It could be sticks and stone, it could be idols, it could be a tree, it could be a sun. You know, different people believe in different things. So they do that. But human beings also by nature are very lazy. They don't want the rules. They don't want to do the work, right? It's very hard to get up and do prayer in the morning, and it's very hard to stay hungry in Ramadan. And oh, I don't want to give my money in charity. I want to save it for myself, right? We do that, right? So we all do those kind of things, right? So it's easier if you're, say, if tree is your God and you say, oh, whatever, pray to the tree, oh, pray to the tree. Tree is not going to tell you, go do fasting, go do prayer, go do this and that. So people by nature want to worship something because they want somebody to be stronger. At the same time, they're lazy enough that they don't want the rules and all that stuff, right? So they don't want to believe in Allah because Allah gives the rules, right? Allah gives a structure in our life. Allah says, this is what you have to do, this is what you don't have to do. And people don't like that. So people want to have no rules and free life and all that. And all the rules that Allah gave us is for our own benefit. I'm going to tell you a little story about Umar ibn Khattab. He was a companion of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And he was a very intelligent man. So after he accepted Islam, somebody asked you, Omar, you have been so intelligent, so smart. Why were you worshipping idols? It doesn't make sense. And what did he say to that? He said, I was intelligent, but I did not have the proper guidance. Right? So Allah gives us guidance in Quran. And if you don't understand Quran, if you don't understand the Arabic word that Allah is trying to say, you will never understand what Allah is saying. So you can be very smart. You can have a PhD and you can be a doctor, engineer, or lawyer, or some big shot politician, what have you. But if you don't understand the word of God, you would not know what's going on, what Allah is saying. So same thing with Umar bin Khattab. He said, I was intelligent. I didn't have the guidance. So Allah is giving us the guidance, and we need to read this and understand what Allah is saying. Rounding back to the last two ayahs, Allah is saying, you guys cheat, you guys lie, you guys do all bad stuff, but I've given you sign. So come back to the religion of Islam, or otherwise you'll be reduced to nothing. Make sense? All right.
Thank you, Mama, for explaining about Surah At Tin.
Very good. You're welcome. So now when we're gonna read Surah At Tin next time, we'll know what Allah is saying, right? So friends, I'm using this book for this tafsir that we did today. I'm gonna add the name and the description of this book in the detail section on the YouTube channel as well, so you can find it. It's a very good book. There are 4 books in the set. I'll let you know where to purchase that as well. If not the whole set, you can at least buy this last just 30 ayahs in it. There you can buy, I think it's Surah 1 and 49 to 114. You can purchase those. This is generally written for the kids, but I think it's very good for adults as well, so they can read. So you can sit down with an adult and they can help you understand, so we can read it together. So this is all for today's tafsir for Surah At Tin. Until we meet next time, don't forget to like and subscribe. We the Masti Kids.
Allah Hafiz.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون فما يكذبك بعد بالدين أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين.
See you next time.